To check air pressure on a tire, you want to use a pressure gauge like this. You take the one end of the pressure gauge, put it on the valve stem, push down hard. This end will pop out, and you take a look at it. This pressure gauge goes by ones. Each little mark is 1 psi, and you look right where it stops right up here. So there's 35, 36, 37, 38. This tire has a max pressure listed at 44, so I want to fill this up to 40 psi. So I'll take my air hose, make sure I connect it to an air chuck. Here's the air hose, connect it to the air chuck by pulling back on this sleeve, pushing it in, locking it into place. Here's the air chuck. I'm going to take this and push it on the valve stem. You can hear the air inflating into the tire. Now I want to check it, make sure it's 40. Take a look, and yep, that's 40. Let's say you put in too much air. How do you take the air out? You use the back of the pressure gauge. You press it right in the middle of the valve core, and it lets out the air. Some pressure gauges will go by twos. What I mean by that is if you take a look at the graduations on here, it goes by twos. So it goes by 20 and then 30. So each little individual mark in between there is 2 psi. These are a little less accurate. Some air chucks, like this one for example, has a flexible hose on the end of it. So I'm going to connect that one. This one has a little window where you can see how much psi you're putting into the tire. So when I press this one onto the valve stem, nothing really happens until I press on my thumb on this lever. When I let go, it will tell me how much air I have in there. Now if these gauges don't work right, you're not going to get an accurate reading. So I would still use a pressure gauge to push down and get a good reading. I'm up to 45, it's too much. Let it a little bit out. Too much. And I got 40.